Being realistic is a scam. Everyone's always like, oh, be more realistic about your goals. Be more realistic about what you can achieve in your life. Be realistic about who you can date. Screw being realistic. And I'm going to explain why. Being realistic is silly. Because being realistic implies that if it hasn't happened for you in the past, then it won't happen for you in the future. Follow me on why this is silly, okay? If it hasn't happened for you already, there's no way it's going to happen for you in the future. So by that logic, you're basically saying that if, as a baby, you haven't taken your first steps yet, it won't happen for you in the future. That's unrealistic. You haven't taken steps yet, so you're not going to start walking ever. You haven't said your first words yet, so you're not going to start talking ever. It's implying the fact that people can't change, people can't grow, and results can't change. It's implying that whatever has happened in the past is all that you're capable of in the future. And that is just really silly when you think about it. That same logic, if we applied that to the world, that would be like saying, oh yeah, no new technology can ever come around because that's not realistic. It's never happened before, so why would it be done now? Oh yeah, EV cars, not a thing. AI, no. That could never happen because it's never happened before. It's silly. Being realistic is implying that all that's happened is all that ever can happen. And we know that the world just doesn't operate like that. Change is inevitable. Change is the only constant in life. And so to be realistic and think that only the past can repeat itself and we're bound to our past is so silly. It's goofy as fuck. And so that's why I feel like being realistic is such a scam. Why are people always projecting on us our past successes and limiting ourselves to that? It's weird. It's just weird. It's like, why would you think I'm only capable of doing what I've done before? I'm different than who I was in the past, so why would I still continue to achieve the same things? Like, duh, I'm gonna grow. Duh, I'm gonna get better. Like, it's just weird. Here's the other thing. It's that, like, in life, you don't get what you want. You don't get what you want in life. We know that. It's a given. If we got what we wanted in life, life would be easy. You don't get what you want. You don't get what you need either. Otherwise, people wouldn't need things. You also don't get what you deserve. Okay, that's the part that was really hard for me to accept. You don't get what you deserve. There are lots of people in this world who have things that they don't deserve, good and bad. Good people get bad things, bad people get good things. You don't get what you deserve. So you don't get what you want, you don't get what you need, you don't get what you deserve. What you get in life is what you expect. That's it. You get what you expect in life. And so if you expect something realistic from yourself based on your past, you are limiting yourself to be no better than your past because that is where your expectations lie. Your expectations are the only limitations in your life. Your expectations are your only limitations. So if your expectations are down here based on your past, you will never achieve anything greater than your past. But if you put your expectations up here and you accept the fact that you've grown, you've changed, and you can do more than what you've done before, you will receive more than what you've received before, that's what you'll get. If you keep limiting yourself to be realistic about a relationship, let's say, that, oh, all the other guys I've dated have treated me like shit, so I guess that's all I'll ever get. And you limit yourself to the past, baby, that's all you're going to get. That's your limitation. But if you think logically about the situation, that there are so many other people out there in the world who could be a match for you, who could treat you amazing. There's so many other souls that could be for you. And you don't limit yourself. You believe in the abundance that exists. And you set your expectations up here. And you actually think about what you want rather than what you think you can get. You think about what you want. This is now your limitation, baby. You can go all the way up here. Your expectations are your limitations. Being realistic is just weird. It's silly. It's stupid. It's genuinely stupid to be realistic. To think that you can only ever have what you've had in the past. That's weird. That's really weird. And so when people say Delulu is a Solulu, I'm kind of like, yes, all for that. But like, why is thinking that you deserve more delusional? Who decided that it's delusional to think that you can grow and change and do more with your life? Why is that delusional? Why is being realistic not delusional? Because that's the weird shit. Being realistic, that's the weird part. Limiting yourself to be so little that you're just limited by your past experiences or what other people have experienced in their past. That's weird. That's delusional. That's really delusional to think that all that's ever happened is all that can happen. If people thought that way, we would have never gone to the moon. If people thought that way, we would have never gotten over segregation in America. If people thought that way, there would never be change. There would never be any new music, new movies, new policies. There would never be any social, political, artistic change. And we know that's just not true. Every day we wake up and there's change. Change is the only constant. So to believe that your life and your results in life will stay the same, to be realistic, is fucking delusional. That's Delulu. So no, I don't believe Delulu is this Delulu. Delulu is being realistic. Thinking big for yourself, dreaming big for yourself, that's actually realistic. That's more likely to happen than for the past to repeat itself, because change is the only constant. There's a saying that lightning never strikes twice in the same place. It's almost more of a miracle that you would get the same results in life than for things to change, for your life to get better. It's less likely for things to stay the same than it is for it to get better. But because we so wholeheartedly believe that our lives will stay the same, they end up staying the same. You're expecting the same results, so you get the same results. When really, it's more realistic for you to get better things in life, to live a bigger life, to have more love, to have the relationship you desire, the money you desire, the career you desire. That's technically more likely to happen if you were to just believe in it, if you were to just expect it. I needed someone to hear this. I'm just hoping that someone hears this and they're like, I hope someone hears this and I hope it changes somebody's life. Your expectations of yourself in your life is your only limitation. Just remember that. You are your only limitation. Your expectations of life. Because if you expected bigger and you expected more, let's take this in the lens of a relationship. Let's say you keep having toxic relationships over and over again, or emotionally unavailable people who don't treat you correctly, and you expected more for yourself. Let's say you changed your expectation and you're like, yeah, you know what? Actually, I expect more. The next time a toxic person comes around and wants to date you, you're going to reject them because you are expecting better. You're waiting for that better person to come around, and so you're not paying the toxic person attention anymore. But if your expectation is down here and you don't wait and you're not looking for someone better, you think that this toxic person is the best you're ever going to get, you're going to accept them. Right? Do you see how that changes what manifests in your life? You're accepting this toxic behavior, this toxic person, because you don't believe better is out there for yourself, because your expectations are down here. And so your results end up down here. But if you expected something better, you would say, no, I'm good, bro, go away. And you would reject people who are toxic, people who don't treat you right, people who you don't even want for yourself. You would reject them, and all of a sudden, you would have space in your life for someone who would treat you right. All of a sudden, you keep your eye out for the person who does match your criteria. Yeah, it's like your expectations are your only limitation, but also it's kind of like what you accept in life is what you get. And if you don't accept something, well, then you'll just only get better things. You can't accept a low-paying job that's a full-time job and then expect for another higher-paying job to come around, because you already accepted the lower-paying job. You have to reject what it is that you don't want because you're expecting better. You have to keep that space open in your life. You can't keep your safety blankets around, keep a toxic relationship around because you don't want to be alone and you're not sure, hey, maybe if, that exceptional person doesn't come into my life, I still have this. You can't have your plan B hanging around while you're waiting for your plan A. You can't do that. because that means you truly don't believe in those higher expectations. That means you truly haven't committed to the fact that your expectations are higher. That means your expectations are actually down here, but you're hoping for better, but your expectations are still down here. You have to commit to the expectations. Act like the person who actually believes in those higher expectations. That means you are going to reject people who don't meet your criteria. You're going to reject jobs and opportunities that are below your worth and your criteria because you have faith that better is coming. You can't accept all of the other junk along the way and then be surprised that you don't have anything better in your life. You filled up your basket with all this junk already. How are you going to have space when something better comes along? Keep your basket empty. Keep your basket clean. Get rid of all that junk. Keep it clean and empty so when the good stuff comes around, you got space to take it in. Okay, that's my TED Talk for today. I'm happy to leave that there. Make space in your basket for the good shit. Get rid of the junk. Keep your expectations up here. And being realistic is goofy. It's goofy. Say it with me. If you made it to the end of this video, comment down below, being realistic is goofy, and put a clown emoji. Embed that in your head. My expectations are my only limitations. Say that with me. Let's say it together. My expectations are my only limitations. My expectations are my only limitations. My own expectations are my only limitations. Nothing else can limit me but my own expectations, and I expect the best. It's done. It's done. Okay. I will see you in my next video, and I'm sending you so much love. Big hug. Mwah.